Today we're going to find out if this 1980s Mercedes diesel will run again. This has been sitting for an unknown amount of years in a rusting away car. Have no idea anything about it. We're going to see if we can make it run. First things first, we got to do a little inspection, see what we got going on. First thing I'm seeing, we got this little line here, block, that would have went to, I'm guessing, an oil cooler, because that runs back into what I'm guessing is the oil filter. So we're going to have to do a little bit of line connecting there because we don't want oil squirting out of there. A little grimy, but you'll expect that for something that's been setting for years. Got a nice Bosch fully mechanical pump. Always good to see that. Do we have oil? Oh yeah, we've got oil. It's a little dark, but you know, that's what you expect. Who knows how full of junk the fuel filter is. Transmission's still attached. Checked a little bit of the oil coming out of the lines. Looked clean, so we're hoping that'll be good. Real nice big air filter here. Sadly, no turbo. This is a naturally aspirated. It is a OM616, I believe, out of an old Mercedes car. From what I could find, it was a 1980. So we're going to see what we can make of this. First thing we're going to do, get rid of the transmission. We didn't want that thing hooked up when we started up for the first time. We're going to spin the bolts out, unbolt the converter bolts, slide that thing off. So now that we've gotten the first two converter bolts out, we need to spin it over, and I might just do a full revolution just to see. I haven't spun it over yet. See if it's tight, see how nice it turns. So far, so good. Bend that fan blade out of the way, it'll be okay. Oh yeah, it turns good. Feels like it's got compression here and there. It's usually good to have it every once and again while you're turning it. Alright, let's get the rest of those converter bolts out. Alrighty, transmission's off. Now we can get to the engine. So the starter had bolts going through the transmission bell housing into the starter, so we're going to have to put some spacers and those bolts back in just to hold the starter in place. Had a couple lines go up along the side that I take bolts out for to get the transmission cooler lines away, but now we've got just the engine. Alright, I kind of cobbled it together a little bit here. Got where the oil cooler was, took the line off, gently bend it at a 90-degree angle, connected it up here where the other line went to. So we just got a little loop-de-loop going on there. Now we got to hook some juice up. Maybe we'll just spray her with some starting fluid, see if she does the old puff-puff, and go from there before we hook fuel up to it and everything. Alright, we got the cruisinator hooked up for some juices. Got my fancy snap-on start button hooked up here. Got the air cleaner off so we can choke her out if it happens to start. Gonna get a little starting fluid or brake cleaner, shoot it in there, see what happens. Alrighty, here goes nothing. So it does run. It does shoot a lot of oil out of whatever this line is. We'll figure that out. Alrighty, so turns out I forgot to take off the power steering pump, so we got a nicely lubricated work area now. After what felt like an overly complicated design, I managed to get the pump boat off, so we're going to start it again. Apparently there's enough of fuel in the filter that it's just going to keep running, so start it and just let it idle a little bit if it'll start again. A little sniff of this stuff. Oh yeah. Hey, we got oil coming out of this line, which I guess means we have oil pressure, because That's another line I forgot to plug off, and now I'm making a giant mess. But that's a good sign. I mean, it took plenty long, but we've got oil pressure now. So that was much easier than I was expecting. Well, then again, it was an old diesel, so I kind of expected it would fire right up, but it seems like we've got a good runner. Now the question is, what do we put it in? I've already got a little inkling in the back of my mind where it's going to go, but we got to do a little measuring and a little deciding if this engine will be big enough or not for what I have in mind. So stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching.